Hi friends, welcome back to a chilly Scapegoat Club today. Oh, can you see? You see the snow on the mountain behind me? Yeah, got early snow this year. Fabulous. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about why you just can't outthink a narcissist. Hi guys, welcome back. I just moved my mic, so I hope the sound's okay. In today's video, I wanted to talk about the challenge that we have when we just try and think our way around narcissistic relationships and those kind of covert, abusive, manipulative relationships, because it just really doesn't work. Because they have an answer for everything. They can twist logic. They can rewrite history. They can think of arguments that you've never even thought of, that come from left field. And so trying to argue or reason or even not, I was going to say debate, but just like have a reasonable conversation with someone who is very manipulative and very, unfortunately, unable to see the truth sometimes. It's so frustrating, it's so confusing, and it really is kind of a waste of time. And so examples from my life are things like me saying, well, the last time that we got together, this happened, and I found that really difficult. And in this case, it would be my parents would say, oh, we don't remember that. We've got no idea what you're talking about. That didn't happen as far as we're concerned. Oh, I'm sure you remembered it wrong. Like, no, that happened. I'm telling you this, and now you're trying to tell me that I'm wrong. That's not okay. Or if I go further and say, this thing you did wasn't okay with me, and it hurt me, and it upset me, and I found it really, really difficult. Well, oh my God, that just opens the floodgates into this character assassination of everything that I've ever done wrong in my entire life. And of course, I'm not perfect, and I do make mistakes, and I screw up as much as the other person. And so, but the problem then is that you're having a conversation with someone who just wants to throw all your imperfections and all your challenges back at you. And then it just makes you feel like, oh, well, God, who am I to judge? And then how can I throw an imperfection of theirs at them and expect to have some kind of response? And it's just crazy making and really frustrating, very confusing for us as well. So I just wanted to kind of think about that for a second and well, actually not think about that for the second. I think that's the point of this video. So to take a step away for a second, we think of ourselves as human beings and as thinking in our heads, but actually we know now, scientific Western science is coming up with a lot of more indigenous and traditional ways of knowing, and that we know on different levels. We don't just know in our heads. We feel in our bodies, and we know in our guts as well. And I think research has shown, and I don't have the numbers, but we have a significant number of neurons, brain cell type things, thinking things in our gut. And so when I think about my difficult family, and if I'm questioning the decisions I've made or what might have happened, what is really helping me is to actually not concentrate on what I'm thinking up here, because if I could think it out and figuring it out in my head, I would have thought and figured, and I put so much time and effort into thinking and figuring, I would have fixed it by now, and it has not happened, and it's actually just tied me up in knots. So I'm now trying almost to stop this part. I don't want to go into here. I want to concentrate on what's happening in the rest of me. And the one thing that my lovely difficult people in my life, the one thing that they cannot out logic and they cannot out argue, how I feel about them in my body, and very, very much so in my gut. I feel very, very strongly about them and the situation in my gut. And I've felt it at various different times. And actually that was the thing that really got me to take seriously the situation that I was in, that I just felt sick to my stomach and just so uneasy in my belly. So I had this kind of really, really deep sense of something was very, very wrong in me. And that I'm so thankful for the fact that I felt that, and then I listened to that. I finally was able to listen to it and go, something is really, really wrong here. And so I think it's really important when we are thinking and try, because we do think we are very sentience feeling. We're very sentient beings, and we often ignore those feelings. We're very cerebral beings. We think so much about things, and our especially Western society is just so much on proof and what we can touch and feel and say the scientific evidence says this. But I think when it comes to difficult relationships, the evidence is there. It's just that often our abusers won't, they will cover it up when it's covert, and they will pretend it's not there. And often we don't understand things like emotional, psychological abuse. It's not something that we talk about and understand quite so much, because we have such a strong emphasis in our society on the things that you can touch and feel. And so coming back to our gut, my parents and my sister could argue with me till the cows come home, and what's going to happen in my gut? My gut is just going to churn and churn, and the more we argue, the worse it's going to get, and the worse I'm going to feel. So they cannot win, because my gut is smarter than they are. I can't, if I listen to my gut, which is where the challenge comes in, if I listen to that, then I have no doubt in my mind that this is a no-win, toxic situation, and I have to get out of there. In terms of feelings in our body, I also know that I feel a lot of tightness, a lot of tension, a lot of stress, and get aches and pains and other things in my body. Or I used to have a lot more when I was dealing with them a lot more. And I think that listening and feeling that is really important. For me, this is just my opinion, the challenge with the feelings is that they're so mixed when it comes to especially a close family relationship, because there is love there, there is connection, there is a lot of hurt, and so it's very difficult to identify where the love is coming from, where the hurt is coming from. The emotions are very, very confusing, I think. Because it is such a complex situation. Doesn't mean that we don't listen to them, it's just that it is very difficult to attribute, well, why am I feeling sad? Am I feeling sad because I'm arguing with this person, or am I feeling sad because they're not supporting me? Am I feeling sad because I'm not getting the relationship I want? And then whose fault is that? And then I get into my head again. So I think if you are in a very difficult relationship and you're not quite sure and you're struggling with what's going on in my head, or I'm going to put myself back in this category, you're still questioning sometimes the logic and was it the right decision, what is the wrong decision, I think really just trying to take a step back from what's going on in my head really helps me. And I go back to, what does my gut say? And my gut says, Jess, look after yourself. You're not safe. You need to be careful, and you need to do what you need to do here to look after you. And my gut also says, oh, I'm way happier when I don't have much to do with these folks. So thank you, gut. Here I am sitting on a cold, windy beach. It's just snowed, and I'm talking to my gut. Yay! Thanks, YouTube, for changing my life. Thanks so much for being here, guys. What do you think? Please let me know. And again, I'm always going to ask to like and subscribe and to support the channel in any way you can. I will talk to you soon, my friends. And keep warm if it's snowing where you are. If it's not, tell me stories of joy and happy sunshine. Though wherever you are, I hope you get your little bit of sunshine for today. Thanks so much, and I will talk to you soon. Goodbye, my friends. Take care.